What's up, boxing fans? Welcome to the Fightful Boxing Podcast. Today is July the 2nd. We're going to talk Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn. I'm Carlos Toro. Joining me, as always, Stephen Muehlhausen. Stephen, how you doing?
My man, this has been. How do you? We could swear, right? We could swear on this podcast if I remember correctly. So there's going to be a lot of swearing. There's going to be a lot of negativity. You know, I'm doing good. I'll start there. And happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. We'll start there as well. We want to wish everyone a happy and safe 4th of July. Don't let your children play with fireworks. I'm hearing stories all over Facebook about parents letting kids like 5 and under play with fireworks. So I think that's kind of funny. So please don't let your younger children do that. And be safe, drink a lot of beer, have good barbecues, and have a good family and quality time. But more importantly, be safe. I was looking forward to a really great weekend and talking about a really great performance by Manny Pacquiao, and we were looking pretty good there until we read 3 of the absolute worst scores that I have ever seen in the history of boxing. I've been doing this for 7 years. I've been watching fights for almost 30 years. This is the biggest highway route. I thought the first fight with Pacquiao and Bradley was bad, and I thought that scoring was atrocious. This was a million times worse.
No. I thought.
Come on. You cannot sit here and justify Jeff Horn winning the fight. If you can justify Jeff Horn winning the fight, please let us know. How did Jeff Horn win this fight then? Please tell me. I'll give you some numbers too. It seems like you had Jeff Horn winning.
No. I did not say Jeff Horn deserved to win. I had Pacquiao winning 115-113. What I said was it's not as bad as the Bradley. I thought the Bradley robbery was worse. But this was also a bad decision. But I had Pacquiao winning this fight, 115-113.
No. How is this decision not worse than the Bradley fight? That first Bradley fight. Bradley threw more. Bradley connected on more punches. He landed cleaner shots in that fight. Jeff Horn barely landed clean. Jeff Horn landed 92. Yes, 92 out of 625 punches. For you mathematicians out there, I know it's late and you can't do the math, that's 15%. Which my son is going to be in 5 weeks. 5 for when his birthday is in 5 weeks. 5. Absolutely terrible. And you had the fact, Carlos, he was going to be that fight should have been stopped in the 9th round if it wasn't for his corner somehow hoodwinking the referee. That fight was over. That fight was done. I give Jeff Horn credit because he did come back. But that was also Manny Pacquiao being lazy in the 10th round, and that was Manny's fault. But Jeff Horn was done. He landed 92 punches out of 625. Come on, Carlos. This is a highway robbery at its worst. Instead of the little bank the mom and pop shop bank where you're stealing, where you're lucky there's maybe $50,000 in there. This was like going to the federal loan in New York City and stealing $100 million. This was terrible. If this was in the United States or anywhere else in the world, there is no way Jeff Horn walks out the winner of this fight. No way. I don't see it. Someone needs to convince me Jeff Horn won the fight because I don't see it. This was a robbery. I'm speechless. I don't like getting upset because I'm a professional. I pride myself on that. But when you see the absurdity of how this fight was scored, 117 to 111?
That one was ridiculous.
I don't understand.
So, I mean,
I don't understand.
I didn't think that I could see anybody saltier than Teddy Atlas was in this broadcast, which is one of, we're going to talk a lot about the main event, which was a very, very good fight. Let's forget about the decision for just a quick second. It was a terrific fight that absolutely saved what was, in my opinion, a horrendous card. Absolutely horrendous card. Let's go really quick through the undercard. The untelevised telecard, Brent Dames beat Jonel Dapperdrant via unanimous decision. Don't know who those guys are. Brock Jarvis knocks out Ross Manudin in the first round. And then, for some odd reason, we had a international light heavyweight, a unified light heavyweight title bout that did not go on either the main card or the prelim. Damien Hooper beating Umar Salamov to win the United IBF Australasian and WBO International light heavyweight titles. And then we go into the undercard with David Toussaint against Shane Mosley Jr. And boy, his father, Shane Mosley Jr., is not, because Shane Mosley Jr. did not look good at all. He looked overmatched. The left side of his face constantly got hit because he didn't know how to defend that side. He lost via split decision, and that's another somewhat odd judging because someone gave the fight to Shane Mosley Jr.
And I don't want to disrespect the great Shane Mosley, because I think Shane Mosley was a terrific fighter and for what he did in the sport. And you hit it on the head. His kid's nothing like him. He fights too upright. He fights too timid. For someone who's got a good reach, he's got some good pop. He fights very timid. I don't know what. You should have known right there, with that scorecard right there, that you knew this was going to be a wacky night. Right there. I didn't see none of the prelims. I didn't see none of those. I started watching when the live broadcast started on ESPN. Nothing like his dad. I had Toussaint winning that pretty handily. I thought that was a very good performance by David Toussaint. He established a left hook early, and that really bothered Mosley. He really had no answer. He'd come one punch at a time, not many combinations. He had opportunities, and Toussaint left him a couple openings that Mosley Jr. just didn't take advantage of. He's got some room to grow. He's got a lot of room to grow. I think he still needs time. I don't want, going on a journey like that so early in your career, I don't think was the best career move. I think once he gets more established, has more fights, maybe in about 7 or 8 fights, maybe take that jaunt to Australia. He's not at that caliber yet where he can be going there and fighting a guy like Toussaint, who is a pretty good fighter. Not a good performance. Beginning of what ended up being a horrendous night of judging. Good job by David Toussaint. The judging in this fight was absolutely terrible.
Then you start the actual card, the main televised card. Michael Conlan beating Jared Owen via TKO midway for the 3rd round. Michael Conlan looked very pedestrian in the first 2 rounds. Then he caught fire in the 3rd round, beats Jared Owen, who is Australian, came out with a sombrero, which I thought was probably one of the best things of this entire card, which I'm not sure if that's indicative of how entertaining it was or how bad the card was.
Now, I want to ask you, and you just said this, and I've seen a lot of this on social media. I don't agree with this, but I want to get your thoughts on why. Why do you think? I've seen it from a lot of media. I thought Conlan looked pretty good. Well, why did you think Conlan looked so pedestrian? I have reasons why he didn't finish him early, but I want to hear what you think, though.
Well, the thing is, look, Conlan, and I think I'm part, I guess, of that mindset. Like, this is a big time prospect on ESPN on a Pacquiao fight that he needed to just go out and just completely obliterate Jared Owen. And maybe it was a little bit too much of high expectations. He didn't look terrible. When I say pedestrian, I meant on a relative sense, because you and I both know how good Michael Conlan can be. And we've seen the first 2 rounds was not Michael Conlan's best. He won those 2 rounds, and I thought Jared Owen did his best to, give his fair share of the fight. But, I mean, the Michael Conlan we saw in those 2 minutes in the third round versus the Michael Conlan in the first 2 rounds of the fight look very different. Like round 3 Conlan versus round 1 and 2 Conlan, like night and day. And I think that's where people kind of got a little bit like these first 2 rounds, not.
Hello, 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 hello. Well, no, I'm here. Well, no, I am sorry for that, guys. Something happened to Carlos, but no, I get where. You sit there and you look at this whole thing with Conlan, and I thought the fight was fine. You got to look at he went southpaw to begin the fight, and I more than get it. And you got to look at it in terms of this is only his 3rd fight. This isn't like something that where you're expecting him to. Everyone's expecting him to come out and finish guys in 20 seconds like Mike Tyson. I'm sorry, guys. That just doesn't happen. That's a part of life. It just doesn't work like that. It was a situation where he was trying to do some different things, and that's what he ended up doing. And I give him credit for that. You have to be willing at this stage of the game. It's a whole unique, different circumstance for Michael Conlan, and he had to close the show. And he realized that in the 3rd round. He's like, you know what? Maybe I need to go this way. Maybe I need to go this route. Maybe I need to get back to going to an orthodox stance and close the show. And look at those body shots. He was pounding the body. He pounded the body and finished the show. I thought a very good performance by Michael Conlan. He did what he had to do. Yeah. Is he Mike Tyson? Probably not. That's fine. He's got a great personality. You've seen him when he came out, guys. Come on. He came out there a roaring ovation. Everyone knows who he is. I like the way that he wants to stay active. He's a guy that just wants to fight. Period. He just wants to fight. He wants to flat out fight. He fought 6 weeks ago. He's fought 3 times in about a little more than 3.5 months. God, who's fighting 3 times in 3.5 months? No, I don't see many people doing that in 3.5 months, fighting 3 times. Now, hopefully now he takes a little of a break. I do know from very close to the situation that he is supposed to go train with Conor McGregor. He's going to help McGregor for his fight with Floyd Mayweather. He's not going to stay in there, and he's not going to sit there and train with them. He's not going to get in the ring, but he's going to be giving them pointers. He's going to be telling them, okay, this is how you're going to need to move here. Maybe you're going to want to throw this punch here and throw this punch here. That's what he's going to want. That's what he's going to be helping McGregor with. And I would say maybe take one more fight at the end of the year. Maybe he gets into. I say take a little bit of time off. I think you got to let your body rest. You can't sit there and just continually fight. So I think that is very smart of Michael Conlan. We wait for Carlos. We'll go back to the main event because I really want to talk about this main event. I know Carlos really didn't seem to agree with me, guys. He really didn't. I think this was. How did you guys have it? Well, and go there. I'll sit there and I'll start looking at the. Carlos is trying to get back in. We do apologize, guys. We really do. But you just look at the beginning of the fight and you got to give Horn credit. Jeff Horn came in there and he was trying to fight. He was trying to. And you give him credit for that. He came out more aggressive than a lot of people thought he was going to do. Let's go look at this question. Let's look at the questions here. There's a lot going on here. Wouldn't call it a robbery. Adam, who did you have it? You had it 117, 111, Adam, for Pacquiao? Or did you have it 117, 111 for Horn? We'll go back to the questions. We'll continue. Carlos is going to join us in a moment. But at the end of the day, you look at 92 out of 625, guys. 92 out of 625. That doesn't win you a boxing match. It doesn't. It does not win you the fight. The opening round, Jeff Horn did enough. He came out aggressive.